Looking back, I think the worst part wasn't working two jobs. It was how normal everyone let it become. I worked mornings at a shipping warehouse and evenings managing inventory for a grocery chain. For years, my schedule felt temporary in the way bad situations always do at first. You tell yourself it's only until someone graduates, only until rent stabilizes, only until things get easier. My sister Emily was smart, ambitious, the kind of person relatives described as going somewhere. I believed that too, so when her scholarship fell short, I covered the gap. When her apartment raised rent during her final year, I stepped in quietly. When unpaid internships made money tight, I transferred what I could and picked up extra shifts without discussing it much. Nobody forced me. That mattered. But after a while, the help stopped feeling generous inside the family. It became infrastructure, invisible, like electricity, noticed only when absent. At family gatherings, Emily talked about networking events, rooftop parties, travel plans with coworkers. My parents glowed listening to her. They liked telling people she was successful before success had even fully arrived. Meanwhile, I usually came to dinner tired and smelling faintly like cardboard boxes or freezer inventory. Nobody insulted me directly for years. Not openly, it happened more subtly than that. Jokes about me still grinding, comments about wasted potential, questions about whether I'd ever go back to school myself. Emily adapted fastest to the new version of the story. Somehow she became independent while I became the cautionary tale. The dinner where everything changed wasn't dramatic at first, just loud. My aunt had opened another bottle of wine. People were talking over each other. Emily was describing a branding event she attended downtown, laughing about influencers and startup founders I'd never heard of. Then she looked at me and smiled in that careless way people do when they think everyone already agrees with them. "You wouldn't get it," she said. "You've always been kind of a loser." A few people laughed automatically before realizing she wasn't joking. The room tightened slightly after that. My mother gave her a look. Not angry enough to matter, just enough to signal bad timing. I remember staring at my water glass more than her face. Not because I was hurt exactly, because suddenly everything became very clear. I asked her quietly, "Who paid your security deposit after college?" Emily blinked. "What?" "Your apartment," I said. "Who covered the deposit?" Nobody spoke. I kept my voice calm. "Who paid rent during your internship?" My father shifted uncomfortably in his chair. "Let's not do this," he muttered. But I wasn't angry anymore, which made stopping difficult. "Who handled tuition after your scholarship got cut?" Emily's expression changed then. Not guilty, defensive. "Oh my God," she said. "Are you seriously keeping score?" "No," I said. "I just think we started telling the story differently." That silence afterward lasted longer than the conversation itself. The next morning, before work, I canceled the automatic rent transfer I'd been sending monthly for nearly 2 years. I emailed her landlord explaining that future payments would need to go directly through Emily moving forward. No speeches, no punishment, just accuracy. The consequences unfolded slowly after that. Emily moved out of her apartment within 3 months. The expensive brunch photos disappeared first, then the weekend trips. Phone calls home became sharper around the edges. My parents tried pressuring me carefully at first. "She's struggling. She's overwhelmed. You know how expensive the city is." What nobody said was, "We were comfortable when you were struggling instead." A few weeks later, Emily called me late at night, not crying, just tired. "I honestly didn't think it affected you that much," she admitted. And somehow that hurt worse than being called a loser, because she meant it. I had hidden the exhaustion so well that the people closest to me assumed there wasn't any. Months later, things are quieter now. Not healed exactly, just more honest. At family dinners, nobody jokes about my jobs anymore. Emily talks to me differently too, less casually, more carefully, like she's still adjusting to the idea that support came from a person and not a system. I still work hard, probably too hard, but I stopped paying everyone else's bills before my own life had room to breathe. And strangely, that was the first decision in years that actually felt adult.